Imagine a time thousands of years ago before cars, electricity, or even countries. This was the time of the Neolithic Age, a period that marked a turning point in human history. The Neolithic Age, which began around 10,000 BCE, was a time of dramatic change. It was during this period that humans transitioned from a nomadic hunter-gatherer lifestyle to a settled agricultural one. This shift from hunting and gathering to farming and animal husbandry was nothing short of revolutionary. Instead of chasing animals and foraging for food, humans began to control their food supply. This newfound stability had profound implications for the future of our species. For millions of years, humans lived as hunter-gatherers. They roamed in small groups, searching for food provided by nature. Men hunted animals, while women and children gathered fruits, nuts, and roots. Life was uncertain. Food was not always easy to find, and danger lurked in the form of predators and starvation. The transition to farming didn't happen overnight. It was a gradual process, likely driven by a combination of factors, including climate change and population pressure. As the last ice age ended, the climate became warmer and more predictable. This led to the growth of new plants and an increase in animal populations. Humans observed these changes and began to experiment with planting seeds and domesticating animals. The first farmers were pioneers, experimenting with different plants and methods. They discovered that by planting seeds, they could grow their food. This discovery was revolutionary. It meant that humans no longer had to rely on what nature provided. They could now produce their food, ensuring a more stable and predictable source of sustenance. This shift to farming had a ripple effect on human society. It led to a more settled way of life, as people needed to stay close to their fields. This in turn led to the development of villages, the earliest forms of permanent human settlements. The earliest crops cultivated by humans were primarily grains. In the Fertile Crescent, a region in the Middle East, people began growing wheat and barley. In Asia, rice became a staple crop. These grains were relatively easy to grow and store, making them ideal for early farmers. The cultivation of these crops had a significant impact on human nutrition and population growth. With a more reliable food source, humans were better nourished, leading to longer lifespans and higher birth rates. Section 5. Domesticating animals, from wild beasts to farmyard friends. In addition to cultivating crops, humans also began to domesticate animals. Sheep, goats, pigs, and cattle were among the first animals to be tamed. These animals provided meat, milk, and wool, further enriching the human diet and providing resources for clothing and other necessities. The domestication of animals also brought about another significant change: the use of animal labor. Oxen were trained to pull plows, making it easier to cultivate larger fields. This increased efficiency allowed farmers to produce more food, supporting larger populations. Section 6. Life in the first villages, a new era of cooperation. With the rise of farming, people began to live in larger, more permanent settlements called villages. These villages were often located near water sources and fertile land. Life in the village revolved around agriculture. Men and women worked together to plant, tend, and harvest crops. Life in villages also fostered a sense of community. People relied on each other for survival. They shared resources, knowledge, and labor. This cooperation was essential for the success of early agricultural societies. Section 7. The birth of trade, from surplus to specialization. As farming techniques improved, people began to produce more food than they needed for immediate consumption. This surplus led to the development of trade. Farmers could exchange their excess grain for other goods and services. This early form of trade marked the beginning of specialization. Not everyone needed to be a farmer anymore. Some people could focus on crafting pottery, making tools, or providing other services. This specialization led to the development of new skills and technologies. Section 8. Legacy of the Neolithic foundations of the modern world. The Neolithic Age was a period of unprecedented change in human history. The transition from hunting and gathering to farming and animal husbandry had a profound impact on our species. It led to the development of villages, the birth of trade, and the rise of specialization. These developments laid the foundation for the rise of civilizations. The surplus food produced by farmers allowed for the growth of cities and the development of complex societies. Without the Neolithic Revolution, our world would look very different today. Section 9. Conclusion: the enduring impact of the Neolithic Revolution. The Neolithic Age might seem like a distant past, but its legacy continues to shape our world. The food we eat, the clothes we wear, and the societies we live in are all products of the Neolithic Revolution. The transition to agriculture was a turning point in human history, marking the beginning of our journey towards civilization. It is a testament to the ingenuity and adaptability of our species.